industry, man, it's not the same. Doesn't have to do with talent, it's about playing the game. The industry, real niggas is dying to get in. The industry, just to find they don't fit in. The industry ain't what it used to be. The industry's trying to control the way you MC. They want you to dress like this and talk like that. But I'm going dress like this and talk with the bat. The industry got your word meaning nothing. The industry, fuck what you heard cause he's bluffing. The industry, money, bitches, hate. But I dare you to try to take a fucking thing off my plate. The industry like, wait! But in the streets we like, get 'em. 17 up in that thing. Get them sleeping and hit 'em. The industry, if you ain't got a strong mind, the industry will break you down, it's a matter of time. The industry, vultures with nothing to feast on. See me, I'm getting my beast on. The industry, stay in the dirt, play in the dirt. Test the wrong one in the industry and you will get hurt. I'm not an industry artist, I'm an artist in the industry. So I do what the fuck I want cause nobody can finish me.
We're not the ones that is puppeteering, you know, is being puppeteered by people that don't look like us, people that's not from the same environments and backgrounds as us. And you know, it's a cash cow for them. And a lot of the young youth look up to these artists and aspire to be like them because of what they portray. But it's not until you get to a certain age and you actually get into the industry that you realize things are not what it seems. You know, when you're young and you're watching MTV, because that's what it was back in, you know, back in the day, MTV, Channel U and all that, and you see these nice houses, you know, like the mansions, the cars, and the girls, and you think, wow, like, you know, the artists got all of this. But then when you get into the industry, you realize that mansion was rented, the cars was rented, the girls are models, they don't even know them.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And you're like, wow, it's just all a facade. Some of them, the chains, you know, they got a deal with a jewelry shop. So the jewelry shops give them the chains, and it's just all a facade. So it's not until you get older do you realize that. But a lot of the youth are being led astray, you know, and they're listening to these lyrics and listening to these songs and being like, cool, the only way that I can make money is doing this, that, and the third. And they ended up, you know, getting themselves in sticky situations and, you know, institutionalized. And then what they don't know is that, you know, a lot of these prisons, especially in America, the private prisons are actually being funded by the labels, you know, like they actually invest in these prisons. So they know by putting out this content, people are gonna go do a madness and they're gonna come to jail, and then that's more money for us. So it is a lot deeper than what it looks like on the surface, as you said. And music is very powerful. There's been many studies that have, you know, shown the effect on, you know, on the brain from music. So you know, it's very influential. So I feel like, yeah, the labels are the ones that's puppeteering a certain image, and you know, the artists obviously join the label and think this is the only thing I could talk about because this is the only thing that sells. Think about if you try to talk about conscious rap, like they're not pushing conscious rap. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like the conscious rappers, I can probably only name one or two, and that's probably Kendrick and J. Cole. That's it. You know what I mean? If I was to really sit down and think, I'll probably be able to name a few more.
They slip through the cracks.
Off the head. That's what I'm saying. Do you know what I mean? And there's only a certain audience that are into those artists anyway. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, you don't hear those artists on mainstream radio and you just hear the negative music being pushed. So yeah, go ahead.
No, it's funny, isn't it? When you like see Kendrick Lamar make a tune like Swimming Pool.
Yeah.
Like the one he done with Taylor Swift.
That was random.
Well, you know what I'm saying? But obviously, it pays the bills, like I said. You know, and you obviously know he's been put up.
Yeah. But that's the sad thing. Is like they're in this hamster wheel. You know, like if they come off the wheel and start, you know, if they start talking about something positive, then they off the wheel. So it's like, you know, it's kind of like two wrongs don't make a right. But
Kendrick Lamar is always gonna stand on his message.
Of course. But he's got a real solid audience anyway. Like he has a solid fan base regardless. So
same as J. Cole.
But
again, that's the thing with J. Cole. If people understand his journey, and
he started off flashy with the chains and doing this and doing that.
But his fans were upset because they were like, "Hold on, what's this
new guy?"
Do you know what I'm saying? Obviously, he made a tune letting Nas down. You know what I'm saying? Again, he made something gimmicky.
You know
that Nas didn't like. So, you know, hats off to J. Cole. You know, big time. But he still kept his fan base though.
Yeah,
Still,
yeah. And he actually expanded, didn't it? Like him switching up the images and stuff has actually made him a bigger artist. Because if he was still, because he actually had an interview talking about, you know, when he first came out, he was wearing a designer, he was wearing the chains, he was talking about what everyone else was talking about. But when he switched it up, he actually got a bigger fan base and a bigger audience, and it allows him to be his true, authentic self, innit?
That nice watch, that tune with Jay-Z, him and Jay-Z, nice watch. That tune is, it says a lot. You know?
It says a lot though, yeah. Like the lyrics were deep.
Yeah, and where he was at that time.
You know what I mean? Yeah, you can see the contrast. So I think that's what it is. And like with these labels, like, you know, me was talking about it before. A lot of these artists, they don't actually read through the contracts, and if they are reading through the contracts, they're using the label lawyer. Yeah. They're not using their own lawyer, which obviously the label lawyer is doing everything inside the label's favor to win you over. Do you know what I mean? But it's just the ignorance at the end of the day, you know. So I feel like, you know, pushing independent, especially if you're
why do they sign?
about this, huh?
Why do they sign? Because to me,
contacts.
Think about Bobby Shmurda.
Contacts, man. I would say contacts and relationships that labels have, and it's a powerhouse. Yeah. So you know what I mean. You have a whole team on your side.
Do you have to? There are independent.
You don't have to.
Musicians that are out there making a living from music. They're obviously working a lot harder than the artists that are signed to them.
Because of mental fucking illness. All this materialistic shit don't mean shit in the world. And when they won't let you do, I'm owned. I'm a fucking slave. I'm a slave to my management. I'm a slave to everybody. I don't get control of my license. I don't get control of my bank account. I don't get control of shit. I can't even drive that fucking car. They put it in the basement so I couldn't take it. I know I don't have a license, but if I have someone with the license, I could take it. So fuck everybody. This is mental fucking illness.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, okay, that advance can go and buy this, that, and the third, but at the end of the day, you still got to pay that back. But the other artists looking up to it, they don't know that, you know, like they don't know the ins and outs because they don't study the music business. So they're like, okay, it's gone clear. And then when they go to the label, now the label might front them a certain amount of money. This is money that they've never seen before. You know, growing up in the hood, like, you know, like you don't see 100K like that. Of course. You know, let alone $1 million. Do you know what I mean? Some man have never even seen 10K. You know, you hear about man getting signed for 10K. They've never even seen 10K. So to them, it's like, it's a lot of money.
Of course. But I think a lot of them, a lot of the biggest artists, biggest rappers, I have to think they think when they sign, that's it.
That's it.
You know, you've made it.
Made it.
You know, you ain't got to work again. You haven't got to. And forgetting that you can be replaceable.
Yeah, of course.
That's the thing.
That's where that, like, that's
how big.
That's how they work anyway, the labels, you know, like they sign, and then that one artist that pops pays for all of the other artists that they've just signed. Do you know what I mean? So that's what they do. So that one label probably has 1,000 artists that they're managing, so you're nothing special. Then they focus on the artists on the top to, you know, break bread for all of the other.
But again, how do you think labels are still around?
It's like a pyramid
till this day, because they have so many musicians that are on all these messed up deals, and they have to produce a certain amount of albums. You know, they get that graft out of them. They get the albums out of them, and the artists get nothing. Because they're tied down to this contract.
Progress right now with all of that. Can you use it to your advantage?
It's a double-edged sword. You know, a lot of artists aren't getting paid full scale for their art, and the internet, because of downloading and things like that, is kind of like a black hole, and it's hard to audit, it's hard to get accounting, and it's not that it's just about the money, but it's about justice and fairness. And when people say that they love you and they respect you, but at the same time take, you know, 80% of your earnings, then expect you to fix your own communities, and they'll probably edit all of this out, but then it gets, that's the sharp part of the sword, and we're at the wrong end of it right now. So eventually, with courageous people going out there and actually saying something and standing up for it, I think we'll get some balance.
There's so much, like with the music, with hip hop and the music, rap, modern day drill, it's drill and it's affecting, you know, is having such a big effect, a negative effect on the youth, especially black culture, black youth, idolizing these guys, worshipping these guys, you know. So it's like it's a whole cesspool, you know. So like, where do you start, man? What's your take on it?
For me, it's like, even being an independent artist, you're gonna get exploited. Spotify, you're getting exploited. 0.004 pence per stream. You know, like, you know, you put your music through DistroKid or TuneCore as a distributor, like, you're getting exploited. You know, Apple Music, you're getting exploited. So I think either way, you're getting exploited. The only way that you're
take that advance.
Huh?
You take that advance.
That advance?
Yeah.
When I have to read the deal. When I have to read the deal. When I have to read the deal. If it makes sense, why not?
Of course,
If it makes sense.